afternoon, everybody. I'm Susie Dills. I'm the director of the Hoover Price Planetarium at the William McKinley Presidential Library and Museum. I want to welcome you to Astro Adventures. So let's talk about some of the cool things that have been going on as we head through the end of March. So on March 19th at 11:50 p.m., we ushered in our first day of spring. So happy spring to everyone. What is happening out there in the solar system as we approach the vernal equinox on the 19th? Notice the position of planet Earth at that time of year. So everyone here on the planet had equal light. And we're going to continue to loop around the sun. And on June 21st, we're going to have our summer solstice. And you can see at that time, the northern hemisphere is going to enjoy plenty of bright sunshine and warmer temperatures. Let's talk about our visible planets that are hanging out there in our evening sky and also our morning sky. The planet Venus has been with us for several months now. It'll be around for about another month and a half but Venus is surrounded by very thick clouds. And when the sunlight reflects off those clouds, it is just a dazzling gem. And where can we find Venus? It's in the western sky after sundown. So at home, get out. We're going to have some great clear nights coming up this weekend. So grab your family and head out, orientate, check out where the sun is setting. That's direction west. And I would say about 8:15, 8:30, you want to look up high in the western sky. You're going to see what looks like the brightest star you've ever seen, and that is the planet Venus. So easy to find. Get out, take a look. It's great to see, and the darker it gets, the more dazzling Venus will be. And then on the 28th, we're going to have quite a show there. The crescent moon will join Venus. They'll pair up. What a lovely, and that'll be a great photographic image to see too. And we're also going to have the little star cluster, the Pleiades, above the moon and Venus there. So let's keep our fingers crossed for clear skies on the 28th to see this lovely grouping happening in our western sky after sundown. All right, morning planets. Boy, we got the lineup there. We have Mars, we have Jupiter, and we have Saturn. So what's the positioning of these planets now in the southeastern sky before dawn? We have, actually on the 31st, we're going to have a conjunction of Mars and Saturn, and look how close they'll be together. And then Jupiter will be up there off to the right. But that's in the early morning hours before sunrise, southeastern sky. And they'll be changing positioning as we head through the months to come. Okay, now for the constellations, we're going to be saying farewell to our winter constellations over the next month or so. We're going to usher in those spring constellations. We're starting to see some of those now. So let's just take a quick tour. So if you're going to head out, some of the things you might need. I know this weekend it's going to be a little chilly. Grab your hat, gloves, jacket, binoculars, and you might want to have a star map available because this is going to help you navigate around the sky. You can notice here with the map, you have direction points all around the map. So whatever direction you're facing, you want that to be at the bottom of your map. And those are the constellations that you will see in that part of the sky. So it helps you navigate. It's a map. So grab your Starry Trail map. You're going to want to have binoculars for sure. And we'll talk about some of the binocular highlights too. So we're going to start off with our southwestern sky. Like I said, it gets dark around 8:30, 8:45. You're really going to be able to really see those star patterns showing up. Here's what we have. These are our winter pictures. We've enjoyed them for so long now. These stars are brilliant, the brightest stars of the year. You'll notice mighty Orion the Hunter. He has 3 stars in his belt, and then 4 stars that outline the Hunter. You'll notice a star called Betelgeuse, one called Rigel. And you can see that mighty Orion is always chasing Taurus the Bull through the sky, and Taurus the Bull is carrying the Pleiades on his shoulder. And then Orion likes to take along his best friend, Sirius the Dog Star, our #1 brightest star in the sky. So here's here's what our patterns look like. And then we just looked at the pictures, so that's what people, their imagination created those pictures from these star patterns. So you can see the belt of Orion, you can see Betelgeuse up above the belt, Rigel below, and then all we do is just draw that line down to the left, and we're going to be able to locate Sirius, but you'll see it. It's so brilliant. Any of these stars, great to look at with binoculars. So you might want to just scan around that part of the sky. And then we're going to go a little bit more to the right. We'll see the V shape of the face of Taurus, the bull. You can see the little cluster, the Pleiades. And like I said, Venus is going to be in that part of the sky. So it really will help draw your attention, and you can navigate around. You could even star hop from Venus. All right, as we head a little bit more to the right, now we'll be facing direction north. We have the Big Dipper, Little Dipper. You can see the Big Bear, Little Bear. Those patterns are part of those larger groups of stars. We have Queen Cassiopeia. And then off to the right there, you see mighty Leo the lion. And I'll tell you, Leo, he is certainly a sign of spring. So people long ago looked forward to seeing that star pattern in the eastern sky after a long, cold winter. Okay, so here's our patterns. Once again, you can see the 7 stars that make up the Big Dipper. Easy to find, starting to head up higher in the sky the more and more we get into springtime. And then you just want to draw a line from the 2 stars at the end of the cup, and that'll take you right to Polaris, or the North Star, and that's our most important star in the sky. The North Star, it gives us direction. And then off to the left, the sideways W is Queen Cassiopeia. And then to the east, we're going to turn just a little bit more to the right. We already talked about Leo, what a great sign he was. And Leo's pattern sort of looks like a backwards question mark or a hook shape. This is a little bit more of a challenge, especially if you have lights in your neighborhood. So this is what I do. I go back to the Big Dipper, use that as your guide, and you're going to locate the flat part of the cup, and you're going to just draw a line across to the right. So just take that flat part of the cup of the Big Dipper, draw a line across, and there you will have that hook, the backwards question mark, the hook shape, the head of Leo. Give it a try. So, binocular highlights. These are easy too. It's a great time to have those binoculars out there. So the beautiful open star cluster, the Pleiades, we know how to locate that. It's to the right of Taurus, very close by Venus, and it's such a gem in our western sky now. So definitely a great binocular object to look at. And then we also have the Orion Nebula. So of course you're going to be able to find mighty Orion. He's our most magnificent picture. Locate the 3 stars in the belt, scan below that with your binoculars to a fuzzy area. You'll see bright stars in that kind of fuzzy, gassy, cloudy area. Those are brand new stars. So just in your backyard with binoculars, you're going to be looking at baby stars, newly formed stars in that stellar nursery. It really is something to see. And then our last binocular object is, you're going to have to be pretty good. This is kind of a challenge because you're going to have to go back to Leo. Leo is going to guide you to what we call the Beehive Star Cluster. So find Leo's pattern. Remember, it's easiest if you star hop off of the Big Dipper and then just scan up a little bit to the right, and you're going to see just a beautiful star cluster. Lovely. And that, once again, is something you can see in your backyard. All right, I want to thank you guys for coming along on the adventure, and stay tuned. We'll have more adventures over the next weeks to come. Goodbye.